My name is Ahmed Bedier. I'm the Executive Director of the Council on American Islamic Relations in Tampa. It's a Muslim civil rights and advocacy group. What we try to do is enhance understanding of Islam, promote justice, and empower American Muslims. And I got involved in this work after 9/11. I remember seeing on the television screens the attacks, and first thing that I said to myself, please let it not be some Muslims or Arabs. If you don't like what's happening, if you don't like what people are saying about your religion, you have to get involved and you have to tell your own story. Because if you don't tell your own story, other people will tell it, and they're not going to tell it the same way you're going to tell it. 6 years ago, our nation, the United States, was struck by some criminals. Some people will tell you that they were Islamic terrorists. But as you and I know, there's no such thing as an Islamic terrorist, because our religion doesn't promote any type of violence. It doesn't promote terrorism. It doesn't promote any type of criminal activity. Our religion promotes peace, promotes love, it promotes mercy, compassion. Had it been before 9/11 that people knew and understood what Islam is, when the attacks on 9/11 happened and somebody pointed the finger at Muslims and say Islam promotes terrorism, people would have known that they're not telling the truth. Can people today say that Christians are terrorists? No. Because people know what Christianity is. They know what Judaism is. They know what these different religions are, but they don't know what Islam is. And it's not the job of the president, it's not the job of the government, and it's not the job of the television stations to tell people what Islam is. That's our job. And the only way to change this is that we start telling our own story. The only way that we change this is get involved in the community and tell people who we are. And tell people that Islam does not promote violence. It's actually the opposite. In the Quran, chapter 5, verse 32 says, whoever kills a single person, it's as if they've killed all mankind. And whoever saves a single person, it's as if they've saved all mankind. That's what our faith teaches. But right now you won't see that because people are too afraid of us. They're too afraid of our faith. They're scared of our religion. And they're scared because out of ignorance. They just simply don't know. It's not that Americans are mean people. The rest of your neighbors are not mean. They just will never be the same for America or Muslims after 9/11. And we have to understand that. The burden and the responsibility on your shoulders is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's going to be a bigger responsibility on your shoulders than the responsibility that your parents had. Be proud that you're in America. And that's really important. There's no conflict of being an American and being a Muslim. Just like there's no conflict of being an Egyptian and being a Muslim, or an Indian and a Muslim. One just happens to be where you're from, the other happens to be your faith. America is not a religion. America is not a faith. And there's no contradiction of being the two. You can be both just perfectly fine. And just like Muhammad ﷺ was both an Arab and a Muslim, you can be an English person and a Muslim. Islam is universal in that way, that you can be whatever you want and still retain your faith. It's universal. So there's no conflict between the two. And I think after we get through this process and through this difficult time, we'll be both better American and better Muslims. And we will make this country much better, just like the people that came before us did. So we have to also thank them, the previous minorities that came before us that established these laws that we're reaping the rewards of. But they didn't do it by just settling down and not doing anything. They took action. They mobilized. They educated people. They started telling us what we have to strive for. That we are just going to be just as equal as everybody else. And that's the message. What happened on 9/11, the tragic events there are un-Islamic, they're inhumane, and they don't represent anything to do with our faith. And those perpetrators are criminals. And anyone who attacks innocent people, regardless of what their background is, God will punish them. There's no justification in our faith whatsoever to hurt innocent people for no reason. The people that died in 9/11 didn't do anything wrong. They were just going to work. And several of the people, many of the people that died in 9/11 were just other Muslims. In fact, one of the students' families is in the school whose father died in 9/11. We have to remember you won't have that opportunity until you start thinking of yourself as a Muslim, as an American. If you don't feel like you're an American, then people are going to treat you like you're not American. But if you say, this is my country, this is my land, I pay taxes here, I have the same opportunity, I'm going to pursue the best career that I can have and make a difference in the world, then you'll have that opportunity and you will succeed. So I encourage you to keep up the good work, be great students. All of you are ambassadors of this religion of ours, and the future depends on you.